Howdy, I'm Dr. AZ. In today's rundown of Rainbow Six Extraction, we're going to quickly discuss each map and objective your team could randomly face on mission. If you want an overall rundown of Rainbow Six Extraction as a whole, please click the link below to view my previous video. But without further ado, let's start with maps. Rainbow Six Extraction on release will have 12 maps and 13 mission objective types. There are 4 hot zones for incursion. These locations include New York, San Francisco, Alaska, and Truth or Consequences. The mission zones within New York are Monolith Gardens, Liberty Island, and the police station. The mission zones located within San Francisco are Tenderloin, the Enterprise Space Foundation, and the Apollo Casino and Resort. The mission zones within Alaska are Uridisan Valley, the Orpheus Research Center, and No. And finally, the mission zones within Truth or Consequences in New Mexico are the Syria County Hospital, Downtown, and the Dam. If you're thinking some of these areas sound familiar as a player of the original Chimera event, you'd be correct. The locations in Truth Consequences are the same locations Operation Chimera first took place. This area will hold the most evolved form of the parasite. This leads on pretty well to difficulties. The default difficulty will change by each successive location, so you may be inclined to make your stay in New York and San Francisco more worthwhile, banking intel to upgrade and acquire tech points, and unlock gear for the heavier guarded areas in Alaska and Truth or Consequences. Post-launch content like assignments, the Crisis Event, and Maelstrom Protocol are also expected to hold new zones for your operators to discover, meaning more incursions to face with tougher enemies. Let's look at map structure and objectives. Each incursion is broken down into 3 subzones, each with their own unique objective, broken apart by airlocks. These airlocks essentially act as safe rooms for your operators. These can be used to transition to the next zone after a completed objective, but you can also use them to escape to the next zone if your team is struggling. The airlocks will typically have a chance to hold health kits, ability recharges, gadget refills, and ammo refills for your team. On every incursion, objective and enemy type spawns will be completely random. The combination of enemies and objectives are also based on the selected difficulty you play them on. For example, an easier difficulty mission in New York will have objectives like Specimen, Nest Tracking, and Triangulation. Enemies on this mission will be at tier 1 to 3, more likely to see enemies like Smashers, Apexes, and Rooters in Zone 3. A harder mission in New Mexico's Truth or Consequences will have objectives like Sabotage, Serial Scan, and Gateway. This mission will hold enemies from tier 1 to 5, stacking in numbers between each consecutive zone. Let's look in depth at our objectives. The first mission we will talk about is Specimen. In Specimen missions, you need to lure a live Archean to the extraction zone to be captured. A button by the extraction pad will allow your operator to deploy stasis foam within the extraction zone to capture the target alive. Managing resources to deal with Archeans around the desired target is crucial to completing these missions with limited harm to your squad. Slowly lure them away to the designated zone and watch the foam do its work. Operators like Capital and Ella are great for this mission, using more non-lethal force to keep other enemies at bay without accidentally damaging the targeted specimen. Our next objective is Nest Tracking. In this mission, your team is required to stealth as you place auto trackers on multiple dormant nests. Once placed, if the nest activates or is destroyed, you lose the tracker. As far as I can tell, only Archeans using their call can activate nests, but I'm unsure whether the nests can sense the operator's presence while you're near. The 2 best strategies that I theorize working for this mission is wiping out all the hostiles in the subzone and then setting the trackers, or picking up the shortest path to the required amount of nests while taking out Archeans along the way. The 2 best operators for this mission in my opinion are Lion and Pulse. Pulse is a no-brainer here as he can scan all the nests in the subzone, so you can pick a path with your squad. In combination with Lion, you can track other Archeans and their patrol, either taking them out or avoiding them entirely. Other good options for your squad here could be Jaeger, Nomad, or Vigil. Jaeger's ADS turrets can be placed to cover your back as you proceed, ensuring your team doesn't get flanked. Nomad can also serve the same purpose with her upgraded air jabs, deleting any enemies within its proximity. An upgraded Vigil could be really helpful here, as he can cloak your entire team. This can allow your team to get from point A to B without any resistance from hostiles. The third objective your team could come across in the subzone is Hunt. In this mission, your squad is tasked with eliminating a HVT in the designated area. To lure the elite out of hiding, your team must first eliminate selected Archeans within the zone. The target elite will commonly be a higher tier enemy with the potential to be mutated. The mutation will enhance its natural abilities, making it more effective than its predecessors. Operators to take on this mission range a great deal. Stealth is an option until the elite shows up, though you probably want to go with operators who can stun or deal high damage to multiple targets at once. The 2 operators that come to mind are Smoke and Capital. Both these operators have gadgets that can be deployed fast and deal dot damage over time within their designated area. This is great for crowd control, especially when dealing with higher tier enemies along with a load of grunts and breachers tailing you. Smoke gas canisters can also provide cover, blinding enemies from your position. The same can also be achieved with capital smoke bolts. The next objective your squad could face is Sabotage. This objective is fairly similar to bomb missions in training grounds in Rainbow Six Siege, where your team has to place 2 explosive charges on spires within the designated zone to destroy them. Your squad is then required to defend both devices for a set amount of time. Tachenka and Gridlock are great picks for this one. Other options include Smoke and Capital. General intel from Lion is also extremely useful. Otherwise, standard defense tactics from Siege apply. Close and barricade doors, reinforce your surroundings to enhance your defense. Create choke points and eliminate all hostiles in the vicinity until your charges detonate to complete the objective. We'll note that nests respawn around the spires until its destruction, so clearing the subzones beforehand is not an option. Plus, higher tier enemies will attack your team the closer your team is to completing the objectives. Play engagements in a smart way and work together to come out on top. Our next objective is a unique one. Instead of being a random occurrence, this objective is guaranteed to occur if at least one of your squad members has a missing operator within the designated mission zone. This is MIA Rescue. In this objective, your team is tasked with saving of their own, held in stasis foam, who have been unfortunately captured by the Archeans. First step is finding your operator, following either the beacon sound or using pulse or IQ to detect them. Once found, you'll see the operator is being held inside an Archean tree. This structure, if tampered with, will tighten its grip on the operator, so prepare before you go straight into trying to free your friend. Barricading doors, reinforcing, and setting traps on this mission are in your best interest, before attempting to save your ally. And Tachenka's LMG is a great asset in defending your team. Anchor points give the tree strength, sending surges through its roots, empowering the tree's grip. Shooting the anchor points when they surge will break the root. If you're unable to reach the anchor point, you can just shoot the surge, while your other squad mates attempt to free the operator. This becomes a game of tug of war, with other Archeans also attempting to hinder your progress. Defend your team, destroy the roots, and extract your operator. Fail to win the tug of war, and your operator will stay trapped. Your team will gain no credit for the mission, and your op will be returned to your roster at this point after the mission, but they will lose some XP and intel gained on mission prior. If you win the tug of war, you can then place your operator back into the extraction pod, and they will return to your roster in medbay, keeping any intel earned prior. Our next objective is VIP Rescue. This mission functions very similar to the hostage rescue mission in Training Grounds, where a group of patrolling Archeans are guarding a VIP. Your team must extract the VIP alive. As soon as conflict starts near the VIP, enemies can start attacking, not only your squad, but the VIP you're trying to save. So stealth tactics are advised. Clear the area, grab the VIP, and send him or her through the extraction pod to complete the mission. The operator carrying the VIP will only have access to their secondary weapon, so they will need assistance clearing the area ahead of enemies. Alibi and Vigil are great picks for this one. Vigil can sneak in and grab the hostage under the Archean's noses with his disruptor, and Alibi can provide an effective distraction while your team heads to exfil. Could also bring a sledge for an even quicker getaway, and a gridlock to slow enemies behind you with her track stingers. Once the VIP is extracted, your mission is complete. The next objective we will discuss is Decontamination. This objective requires your team to destroy a hive of multiple nests and take a sample from the armored nectoplasm. The nectoplasm's armor and noxious clouds are powered by the nests around it, meaning you don't want to get too close for that sample until you've secured the area. These evolved nests in the objective area are green in color. Once destroyed, they leave a noxious cloud in the area near them and alert every nest close by it. So after taking out that first nest, prepare for a difficult fight, as all nests in the zone will activate. Work with your squad and progress together, watching your surroundings, destroy those nests, and gather the sample for valuable intel. An invaluable operator for this mission is Zabana. Her X-Cairo pellets can be placed on many of the nests before you set out to destroy them, giving your team a head start. Tachenka is another great pick here, having the capabilities to disperse heavy fire suppression across any spawning enemies. Coordinate your attack, take out nests, and collect that sample for React to complete this mission. Our next objective is Triangulation. In this objective, the subzone will hold 3 scanners, which need to be activated within a time limit. These scanners need to be activated in order to appropriately scan the area for seismic activity. Work out a route with your squad, or place an operator ready at each scanner. Archeans in the area will be on high alert and start attacking as soon as the first scanner activates. High tier enemies can also spawn during the scan, so be ready. A great op for this one is Finka. Having the adrenal surge active while traveling point to point means you can take extra hits without having to worry, and the accuracy bonus is also a nice benefit. At higher levels, she can also self-revive, meaning she can get back up faster to assist your team. Sledge is also a great pick here, as he can forge a path essentially to each scanner, making your route a little easier if you're going to do one at a time. Activate all the scanners in the correct order to complete the mission. The next objective is Serial Scan. In this mission, your squad is tasked with activating a device in the subzone that will scan a certain area. Once the scan starts, operators must stay within a designated zone to make progress towards the scan. This isn't as easy as it sounds, considering all the high tier Archean threats that appear once the scan starts. So set up defenses and traps appropriately to make your life much easier here. Stay in the zone, defend your position until the scan is complete. Operators like Smoke and Capital can make your life a little easier here with their AoE based gadgets to block off routes to lesser enemies. Since you're also sitting still while doing this objective, an upgraded Tachanka with 2 LMGs could prove really useful here. And a Jaeger and a field wall to back him up can make a really deadly combo. Stay in the zone, defeat Archeans to complete this objective. The next objective on our list is Biopsy. In this mission, your squad must use their React Blade to gain samples on marked Archeans within the zone. The sample can only be acquired through a takedown. Killing the target in any other way will result in a failed mission. Stealth tactics are advised here, and bring gadgets like smokes, flashbangs, and Ella's Grismot mines to make your life much easier here. Takedowns can only be performed from behind an Archean, or while they are stunned or distracted. Therefore, Alibi is another great pick. Gather samples from each marked Archean in the zone, and the mission is complete. Our next objective is Shutdown. In this objective, your operator is tasked with carrying multiple canisters of stasis foam from the extraction zone to a certain location in the subzone which holds a nutrient node. While the nutrient node is active, nests in the zone will keep regenerating after their destruction. Therefore, clearing the area prior to the mission is not a viable option. While carrying this device, you can only use your secondary weapons, and taking too much damage with the stasis node will result in an explosion, harming the operator carrying the device. Take one at a time, protect your carrier to place all the nodes. Operators with reliable secondaries like Gridlock and Alibi could be useful as carriers on this mission. Both carry a secondary shotgun, allowing them to keep control of close targets while carrying the device. Both also have great gadgets, allowing you to cover your route either with decoys or track stingers. Ella is another great pick here, as her pistol is much more accurate than most with the red dot sight. Thinker's health buff will also be great here to improve your team's overall accuracy and health while carrying the nodes. Carry the device, deploy the foam, and take out Archean nutrient nodes to destroy those nests and bank that intel. The final objective is Gateway. We have very little on this mode, so this is going to be a little brief. On this mission, our operators will face the deadliest Archean type, the Protean. This enemy mimics operators' abilities, and on launch we know there are at least 10 types of these creatures. Through trailers and promotional art, we've only seen 2 types in action, Sledge and Smoke. From what I can gather from the trailers, these creatures can teleport and will damage operators with various attacks. They have amplified operator abilities, allowing them to use react operator gadgets in a deadly fashion. The only amplified attack we've seen so far is from the Sledge version of the creature. There is a small clip from one of the trailers showing this enemy creating an electric shockwave with the sledgehammer. Onto the main aspect of the mission structure. The mission structure is as follows. Activate the gateway, Archeans spawn, which your team must fight off after a certain amount of time, and then the Protean will spawn. Take out this deadly target, and the mission is complete. Exfil for valuable intel, or continue through airlocks into the next subzone to risk it all.
But it's not over yet.
Howdy again, I'm Dr. AZ. Ubisoft just released a trailer showing more information on the Protean. Let's check it out now. So it looks like after defeating those enemies, you actually enter the portal. The Protean doesn't actually come out from it. This puts you in enemy territory, as the Protean spawns in and starts attacking your team. And it seems the Protean as an enemy type is a boss type enemy, so the one-shot headshot mechanic won't work against this enemy type. It appears to have a shield around it, protecting its health. I'm guessing this regenerates over time, either retroactively or when the creature retreat. This means your team has to keep pressure on the Protean, attacking it constantly, so its shield doesn't regenerate, protecting its health. Work together with your team, use your gadgets, and defeat the Protean. And now, back to closing this video. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If there's anything I missed or is incorrect, leave a comment below, and I'll leave any updates in the description. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, as it really helps me out. Subscribe and hit that bell icon to keep up with all my content here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the field.